Hi there, welcome to Raw Vegan Rising. My name is Shanesterling. I'm coming on this video because I have something so exciting to talk about. I have been experiencing kidney filtration like crazy lately. You know, I've been spending some time on just fruit days now, like zero overt fats, which means I'm not eating any nuts, seeds, or avocado or oils of any kind. And that's not a goal, that's just where I've gotten to on my raw vegan journey. In the last couple of weeks, specifically the last month, I have been able to go entire days without fats and feel completely satisfied and feel completely invigorated and energized. So I'm kind of just going with it. I'm listening to my body's intuition. I'm listening to the subtleties of how my body feels. And my body is really enjoying fat-free days. And so I started to just kind of allow myself to have more fat-free days instead of thinking that I needed to have fats or that I needed to make sure I get in like a daily dose of healthy fats. So instead of doing that, I'm allowing myself to have these days. And I started noticing it a few weeks ago. I would like wake up in the morning, or sometime in the afternoon, I'd urinate and I'd have like really dark urine, dark cloudy urine. And I didn't think much of it like a few weeks ago. I thought maybe I hadn't, peed in a long time and it was just built up or something. But I'm starting to notice really like consistently dark cloudy urine. And that is a sign of my kidneys filtering my lymph system, clearing out the acidic metabolic wastes that are in my body. So I'm absolutely blown away by that, to see how specifically that has been working in my life. The high fruit days, the high raw, the 100% raw days with zero overt fats, I think has just started this process where my kidneys have really kicked into gear. And I needed to come on here and talk about it because of how specific it is and how distinct it is that I'm noticing this. I mean, that's the goal. That's the goal. We want to get to a place where our kidneys are filtering, because when we do that, our body can start to clear out all this metabolic residue that's built up in our bodies from a lifetime of stagnant lymph and weak kidney filtration and weak adrenals and toxic food. Lifetime of animal products creates so much acidic waste and deposits in the bones, deposits in the intestines and the ligaments and the joints. So we're like filled with all this waste and we don't even realize it. And then we come down with like disorders, digestive disorders, and pain in our joints and pain in our body, and we don't understand where this is coming from. Well, this is coming from acidic residue, acidic toxic load buildup in the body. And the way that we release that is through our kidneys filtering this out. And so I am here to attest to 100% proof that time on 100% raw and high fruits, high fruits. I've been doing some days where it's 100% fruit days, and I've had a couple 100% fruit days like in a row. And instead of like listening to all the fear mongering around too much sugar and all this stuff, I'm listening to my body. I'm listening to the subtle intuition that my body is giving me, and it's saying, okay, do another all fruit day. And I'm starting to feel satisfied on the fruits too, like that. Like, not that this is a goal and not that this is something that I'm going to do long term. I'm not going to just eat fruit the rest of my life. But if I'm having like a few days or even a few weeks on just fruit, I'm going to allow myself to do that. I'm going to be courageous enough to experiment with my body and not worry about everyone else's opinion. I mean, when we consume media in our culture, we are bombarded with everyone else's opinions, everyone else's agendas. And when is it that we actually have time to stop and listen and connect to our own truth, our own innate wisdom and knowledge that guides us, that tells us what the truth is? That's what we have to connect to. We have to connect to our own inner guidance and our own inner wisdom and knowledge. Well, that's what I do, And that's what I have been doing with my diet for a year now on 100% raw food, because there's no textbook to a raw food diet. Allopathic medicine does not recommend raw foods for healing. It's a completely disconnected subject in the realms of health and medicine and mainstream healing narratives. So I'm willing to experiment with myself, and I'm getting the results. My kidneys have been filtering like crazy, and that means my kidneys and adrenals are strengthening. We all have, I've heard that, after generations of low adrenal function and generations of poor kidney function and generations of stagnant lymph system, we become like genetically disposed to these weaknesses, and it builds up genetically in our lineage to where we are born with weak kidneys, we're born with weak adrenals. So how do we overcome this? We have to heal ourselves. We are not born deficient in pharmaceutical drugs. We're not born deficient in supplements and vitamins. We're not born deficient in, cannabis oil or whatever people think is the next healing modality. Our bodies are so smart and so capable of healing. All we have to do is get out of the way of our body's intuition of how to heal itself. And putting more stuff in all the time is not going to heal us. Taking things away, take away the refined foods, take away the proteins, take away the starches, take away the refined sugars, take away the fats, take away, simplify, strip it down to the bare minimum essentials, and allow the body to work its wisdom and its magic. That's what I'm experiencing, and that is what is working for me. And my kidneys have been filtering. It's very exciting because that means I'm getting out old toxicity that's been in my body for my whole lifetime, back to my childhood, and I'm experiencing it. I'm experiencing this emotional detoxification, an emotional remembering and awakening to this inner wisdom and inner power that I have, my own innate gifts and strengths. It's like remembering. It's like a remembering process. It's really healing. It's really powerful. It's really like an emotional detoxification on a cellular level. I can feel deep levels of my toxicity, deep levels of my past pain, past traumas, lifting and starting to feel freer and less bogged down. So that's the goal. I really wanted to share that topic, and I wanted to mention a couple other things. Yeah, I wanted to mention that health is truth. Health is a form of truth because it is what it is. You can't fake health. And you can't fake truth. When you see health, you know what it looks like. It resonates at a certain frequency, and you can see it, and you can feel that resonance. And truth is the same way. We can feel truth. We can feel the resonance of truth. It just speaks for itself. It doesn't need to be justified. It doesn't need to be proven. It doesn't need to be scientifically, medically studied and released in a research paper by a university. Truth is inside of every single one of us, and we know truth. We know it when we see it, we know it when we feel it, and we can't fake it. And what that points to for me is objective truth. I live by objective truth. Objective truths are the natural laws of the universe. Relative truth, I don't believe in relative truth. And there are 7 billion people on this planet right now. And that means that you could think there would be 7 billion different versions of truth. But I don't believe that is true. There's one version of truth, or the one versions of real truth, the resonant truth that we know when we see it. We either align with the truth or we don't. You can see when someone is aligned in truth, and you can see when someone is not aligned in truth. It's very obvious and very clear. You can't force truth. You can't force health. You have to align with it. That means we're aligning with immutable universal laws. That means we are aligning with the truth. And we see that, and we can feel that as human beings. There's an energetic resonance to that. And that is really powerful. And we know what that is. Our intuition, our deep knowledge knows what that is. Well, that's important. That's important for us to realize that we can't fake it. We just got to be it. We got to align with it. It's really quite simple, you know. We got to get out of our own way. And that was something else I wanted to mention on my notes here that I just have. If we get out of our own way, you know, we allow our emotions to dictate what we do. We think that our emotions are guiding us to make these better choices, or we let our emotions talk us out of our convictions. We let our emotions talk us out of truth. Our emotions are a terrible, terrible leader. Our emotions are a terrible boss for our minds. What we would really need is to focus on the willpower and the intellect and the knowledge and the wisdom. You know, that's a frontal lobe thing, and that's aligning with immutable universal law and universal truth. If we let our emotions dictate what we do, who we love, what we think, we are never convicted. We never get results. We never have a marriage or a love relationship. We never have the health we want. We never have the diet we want. We never have the spiritual connection that we're after. It's only through persevering past the emotions into the willpower and the intellect and the knowledge that we can make the choice, and then the feelings follow. You know, that's what happens when you decide on something, when you decide you're getting healthy, when you decide you're not going to eat junk food, or you decide you're going to cut out meat and dairy and become a vegan in your life. That's when the emotions follow. You decide one day, I'm going to be vegan and I'm going to stick to it. The next day, you're feeling elated, you're feeling freedom. The emotions will follow. So we can't let our emotions talk us out of our convictions and our goals, because they will every single time. And if we only knew how much power we had and how much of a difference we could make in the world, we would just get out of our own way. We wouldn't let our emotions dictate how we make choices. We wouldn't let our emotions dictate how we eat, because we would only put pure food in our bodies so we can show up in service in the best form of ourselves possible every single day to make a difference. That's truth. That's truth. If we really got out of our own way, we would be making a massive difference in the world for ourselves. We would all be experiencing that. That's my vision for humanity. That's what compels me forward. I see humanity as a light consciousness where we all have compassion for each other and the planet and every living sentient being on this planet, and the beauty in Mother Nature and the beauty in the clouds drifting by and the birds and the bees and the oceans. The beauty of Mother Nature is ours. It is part of us, and we are connected to it. So that is our birthright. That is our God-given right to those things. And that's what I work toward every day, is being that person, being the person that I wish all of humanity would be. And in the future, maybe all of humanity will be that person someday in the future, the one collective, person of humanity, the organism of humanity. But boy, it's a compelling reason for me. Every day I wake up, I am motivated by that. And I have been my entire life. That motivation kicked in for me at 17 years old when I went vegan. And that driving force has either motivated me forward, or it's weared me down and ground me down. So it's something that's like I have to use. I have to use that vision for the future of humanity that I hold to drive me forward, or it takes me down. I don't know if everybody experiences that in their life, but that's why I'm here on this video. That's why I'm a mentor, a thought and mindset coach. That's why I'm a health coach, because that's what I have been given. I've been given that gift of conviction and vision. So I'm trying to talk into that for people so that I can just share, and that people can, feel that truth and use it if in any way possible. If this type of conversation is helpful in any way, that's my goal. I just hope that it reaches people in a way that is helpful. Yeah, let me see if there's anything else I wanted to touch on. Yeah, those were my topics. I covered them all. I'm so excited. I'm here in my car out in my driveway right now because this is a place where I could get peace. My wife's working in the house, and it's about noon right now, and there's not a lot of spots on my property and in my yard where I can get a good light. So I came in the car where it's like a nice place to record. So yeah, thanks for being here. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day wherever you are, whatever time of day, wherever you are in the world. I'm here in service to humanity. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for listening. I hope it's meaningful to you. And please give this video a thumbs up, comment, share, subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and I will see you in the next one.